is going to be on theme. We're going to be talking about theme and what is theme. So if we remember back in like several grades, we've done this before. It's basically like a lesson that the author wants you to learn. It could be a lesson, a moral, a teaching that the characters learn. And when the characters learn it, then the readers also learn it as well. All right. And it's usually embedded like in a story. So we're going to go ahead and watch a fable, and Aesop's fable about the grasshopper and the ants. And then whatever lesson the characters learn or a character learns would be our theme. All right. So as we watch this, I want you identifying and trying to figure out what is the theme? What is the moral of this story? Okay, I'm going to mute myself for better quality of the video.
Grasshopper and the Ants, an Aesop's fable with a focus on vocabulary. One warm spring day, a grasshopper was playing in a grassy green field when he noticed a line of ants marching along carrying some seeds. "Where are you going with that big load?" the grasshopper asked one of them. "We're taking these seeds to our nest," squeaked the ant. "But it's such a beautiful day," said the grasshopper. "Come and have fun with me." "No," said the ant. "I think you should come work with us. It's going to be a long winter with lots of snow. You had better start storing your food now." "Why worry about the winter? It's only spring, and there is lots of food everywhere," said the grasshopper as he chewed on a large blade of grass. All through the spring, the grasshopper did nothing except eat and sleep and play. He became quite fat. One day, during the summer, the grasshopper saw the long line of ants again. They were all carrying grains of wheat. "Where are you going with all that wheat?" the grasshopper asked. "We are taking it to our nest to save for winter," said one of the ants. "You should gather some wheat too. It's going to be a long winter with lots of snow." "I have all the food that I need right now," said the grasshopper. "Why worry about winter? It's still summer." All summer, the grasshopper did nothing but eat, sleep, and play. He became even fatter. One day, the grasshopper noticed that leaves were falling from the trees. Autumn had come. Among the leaves, he again saw the long line of ants, all carrying kernels of corn. "Where are you going with that corn?" the grasshopper asked one of the ants. The ant replied, "We are taking it to our nest to save for winter. You should gather some corn too. It's going to be a long winter with lots of snow." "That's too much work," said the grasshopper. "Winter is not here yet, and when it comes, I am sure I will be able to find some food." A few weeks later, winter came, and the snow began to fall. Just as the ants had predicted, the snow was very deep. This was not a problem for the ants, though. They were all snug in their nest with lots of good food to eat. The grasshopper, however, had trouble finding food. He was very hungry and very miserable all winter. By the time winter had ended, the grasshopper had learned a valuable lesson. It is important to prepare for the future. Moral of the story: work today for what you will need tomorrow. The end.
All right, so just like a theme, the lesson, the moral of the story is from the video that we just watched, is to prepare today for what you're going to need tomorrow, to plan ahead. All right. And so when we read, usually, we have a plot, a storyline, you've got the setting where it's happening, you have the characters as well. But the author always would usually embed or kind of hide in a theme, a lesson that they actually want us as readers to learn. All right, so to help us with that, we're going to go ahead and look deeper at theme. I'm going to go ahead and share my entire screen so we can use the active inspire. All right, so what is a theme? It is an important message that the author is making throughout the story. All right, so a theme, is often a statement about life, about society, or about relationships. A theme is not one word, it's usually like a phrase or a statement. Okay, so a theme will not be love, that would be a topic. A theme is usually, a statement. So here is a cupcake analogy. And what that means is we're going to use the cupcake to represent like a story and then also to help us better understand what a theme is. So the theme is like the cream filling in the cupcake. All right. So the cupcake itself is like the story. And then inside of it is this cream. I mean, on it is the cream filling. Right. And so that would be our theme. Just as cream can be hidden inside a cupcake, a theme is hidden inside a story. So usually a reader has to infer the theme. A theme should be stated in form of a complete sentence. Again, it is not one word. It usually would be like a sentence or a phrase. All right. So we're going to go ahead and look deeper at themes. We need to consider the motive of the author. So why is the author writing? All right. Or, just questions about what is the message that the author is trying to pass along. So when you're trying to determine the theme of a story, you want to use a question to guide you. A guiding question helps you think deeper about what the theme would be. All right. So, what life lesson or what moral does the author want me to learn from reading this book? What is it that the author wants me to know when I've read this book or this passage or this text? So, here are a list of common themes. So, these are things that you would usually see in books or in passages, but this is not the list of all the things that there are. All right. These are just common ones that we may come across when we are reading. Themes are not always as they appear. That's one. Friendship can come in forms that you might not expect. Selfishness can lead to negative consequences. Respect others' opinions even if you don't agree. Growth can come from failure. Perseverance is a key when facing life's challenges. A true friend is supportive when life gets difficult. Challenges can be overcome with hard work. Love conquers all. Facing difficulties can result in personal growth. Money can't buy happiness. To succeed, you must first believe you can. Practice random acts of kindness. So here are common themes. All right. So these are like common themes that we would find in a story or in a lesson when we are reading. We're going to go ahead and look at a passage, really short one. And we're going to try to determine what the theme of this is. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Mm. I'm sorry. Let me present my entire screen. All right. I had hit the stop sharing button over here. Let me scoot it over here so I don't accidentally hit it again. All right. So I'm going to read this passage and I identify the theme. Meg, don't you have to give your speech tomorrow? Asked Dad. Yes, Meg groaned. I think you should practice your speech a few times, and besides, I'd like to hear it. Why don't you turn off the TV and present your speech to me? He suggested. I left all my materials at school because I didn't think I needed to practice. I'm as ready as I can be, replied Meg confidently. Dad raised his eyebrows, but he remained silent. Next day after school, Meg climbed into her dad's truck. How did your speech go? Dad asked. It was a nightmare, she answered. My mind went blank and I completely forgot what I was going to say. Didn't you have notes? Dad asked. Meg grimaced. They, they were a little messy. My notes didn't help me much. Dad started to say something, but Meg interrupted him. Don't worry, Dad. I learned my lesson. I have no desire to go through that again. Next time, I'm going to practice my speech 10 times before I have to present it to my class. All right. So right here, this lesson of the story, the theme, moral, what the author is trying to teach us is right here. All right. She says that she's learned her lesson and next time she's going to practice before she presents. So which of these themes that we went over would match exactly what's happened in the story and how the character or characters have learned a lesson? So basically, what happened was she ended up having a horrible experience. And she learned from that lesson. So the theme in here that basically matches that would be here, right here. Growth can come from failure. All right. So she's learned her lesson. She's grown. The reason why is because she had failure and she's learned that next time she's going to practice what she has to do before she presents it to the class. So basically, remember that the theme is the important message the author is making throughout the story. It's usually like a statement about life, it's a statement about society, and sometimes can be a statement about relationships. And most importantly, we also need to remember that a theme should be, move this away. All right, a theme should be stated in form of a complete sentence. It's usually not a word. If it's just if you come across something and it's only one word, and just know that that's probably the topic, not the theme. All right. And one thing that helps me remember would be just remembering the analogy that the theme is like the filling, the cream filling in a cupcake. And most importantly, that a theme is the life lesson that the author wants me to learn. All right. And that concludes our learning. Excuse me. Our learning about theme for today.